Euromaxx highlights. And here's your host, Louise Houghton.
Hello and welcome to the show today, which starts off with a spot of DIY. Let's see what's coming up on the programme. Creative Maverick, an exhibition about Karl Lagerfeld, the most celebrated designer of our time. Fun floats and flowers. It's carnival time on the French Riviera. And Thinking Big, a Swiss origami artist wants to make a life-sized elephant. Many people around the world enjoy doing their own home improvements. Here in Germany, that number is over 20% of the population. A do-it-yourself book hit the shelves this week, and it features 32 designs which were dreamt up by international star designers. So, if you're looking to be inspired with your toolkit rather than just following flat-pack furniture instructions, then this could be the book for you.
Becoming a designer can be as easy as turning a broom handle into a classy lamp, or making a new chair from old wooden pallets. Do it yourself. Journalist Thomas Berntaler is trying to inspire people to do just that. For his book, he got well-known designers to prove how easy it is to make home furnishings. Examples include children's toys made from old socks, an idea dreamed up by Chinese artist Ai Weiwei. Or these portable speakers fashioned by German industrial designer Konstantin Grittich.
You have a completely different relationship to these objects compared to the ones you buy in the shops. I think you're prouder of a lamp you've built yourself. Then you can say, this is an authentic Ukiola light. I didn't buy it. Instead, I made it myself in 8 hours.
A series of these do-it-yourself furnishings was presented in the supplement of the German broadsheet, the Süddeutsche Zeitung. Its success inspired its creators to publish the 32 best works in a book. Most of the designs take just a few hours to build, provided you're handy with a hammer and nails.
Germany is definitely a land of do-it-yourselfers. You can see it in the home improvement store boom in every big city, and the designers also confirmed this. Many designers visit DIY stores looking for inspiration when they don't know what to do. Some of the projects were first developed at the hardware store.
The book shows objects which have been repurposed and given a new lease on life as home furnishings. A branch becomes the basis for a hanging lamp. A drain pipe becomes a pencil holder. And rope is woven into a carpet. Thomas Berntaler tried his hand at making many of the designs.
In principle, it's comprised of 2 parts. One is a glass vase, such as you'd find at any flea market or IKEA. The same goes for the bowl, which is covered with metallic foil. It's a lot of fun to make things yourself. It gives you a sense of purpose. Philosopher Richard Sennett once said that one of life's greatest rewards is the pride in creating something, producing something.
To take real pride in your creation, you'll need to have patience too. Not all the objects in the book are as easy to build as this lamp, made from a glass dome and a wooden base.
Well, someone who doesn't find it hard to create things is the star fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld. There's hardly a week that goes by when he doesn't have some new project on the go. One of the latest is at the Folkwang Museum in Essen. The exhibition is dedicated to Lagerfeld's prolific work outside the fashion realm. It covers 50 years of his multifaceted activities, and the man himself was there for the opening.
This exhibition features photos, haute couture pieces, and sketches for designs. More than 400 works by Karl Lagerfeld are on show. He believes they speak for themselves.
I live according to Voltaire's motto, anything that needs explaining is not worth explaining. I hope that when people walk around the exhibition, they get a sense of what I wanted to say. If you're gifted with words, then you can tell people whatever you want, even if what you're showing them has nothing to do with what you're saying. That's why saying anything now is dangerous.
In diesem Fall sind Worte sehr gefährlich.
Lagerfeld himself was involved in planning the show. The 80-year-old worked on the exhibition for more than a year. This wide-ranging survey of his work has just opened.
It's a huge honor, and it was completely unexpected, because I never thought that I'd be respectable enough for a museum like this. God knows, I never take myself too seriously.
Lagerfeld is much more than a fashion designer. The exhibition reveals the diversity of his output. Architectural models made especially for catwalk shows. Photos he took for commercials. And even a piano he designed. In a career spanning well over 5 decades, Lagerfeld has tried his hand at almost everything. So what's on show here is just a taste of all the things he's done.
The challenge is always selecting what to show. You have to realize that even though there are hundreds of exhibits, the exhibition represents just a sliver of the entire trove. Another challenge was using very different media and methods in setting up the exhibition.
Karl Lagerfeld was born in Hamburg in 1933. His fashion career began in Paris. In 1983, Chanel appointed him creative director. Lagerfeld added a touch of pizzazz to Chanel's image. He revamped the label, and it's still bounding ahead decades later. His trademark look is sunglasses, white hair and ponytail, and black leather gloves. A decade ago, he became the first top designer to create a collection for a chain store, and he's always looking for the next big thing.
I'm never satisfied with what I do. It's like in a school report card, could do better. I always have the feeling my next photo, collection, sketch, or book, that'll be the one. The book I publish. This permanent restlessness is a healthy thing.
His creative drive has pushed Lagerfeld to take photos and shoot films. He's also opened a bookshop and set up a publishing house with business partner Gerhard Steidl. Steidl also curated the Essen exhibition.
It's really easy and really simple to work with him. You have to realize that he has a showbiz side. He acts differently when he's out in public doing interviews, besieged by his fans, than he does with his staff. When we work together, if he's working with Chanel, then it's all about hard, intensive work, about the craft.
Steidl has published dozens of volumes featuring photos and drawings by Lagerfeld. This photo series, entitled Suite 3906, is a homage to U.S. painter Edward Hopper. Lagerfeld has also produced 5 short films for fashion houses. The Essen show may celebrate a very long career, but don't call it a retrospective.
It shows what I've done. I don't view it as a retrospective. I hate retrospectives. It's like a sampler of work in a creative field, or several fields. That's what I think it is. And it's better that way, because retrospective implies finality, that it's over, and I'm not done yet. The fight goes on.
The exhibition showcases Lagerfeld's endless struggle for beauty. It's a fitting tribute to this titan of design.
Now it's that time of year when the French Riviera is full of colour. The Carnival in Nice is currently taking place, and it will host a number of glamorous shows and parades on the streets, with people from all over the world both performing and spectating. There's also an annual competition to be Queen of the Carnival, and the winner gets to ride the float at one of the biggest events, the Battle of the Flowers.
The Queen opens the Battle of Flowers. watched by thousands of visitors from all over the world. The first battle took place by the seafront on the Promenade des Anglais in 1876. Back then, it was a more subtle affair in which people handed out single flowers. These days, 5 tons of mimosas are thrown to the crowds. Each float is decorated with some 4,000 flowers, most of which are locally grown. The city foots the bill.
It's always nice to get a flower from a flower girl.
To get the flower for me is to receive happiness, to receive all the feelings from all these beautiful people here in Nice, and this is the best thing for anyone, that they have to come here.
And I come from Argentina.
And Mexico! Argentina, Colombia, and Mexico!
And Italia!
Many in Nice dream of being the Carnival Queen one day. This year, 19-year-old law student Angeline Genovese got the flower power. Head designer Caroline Roux and her team were responsible for costumes. Here they discuss the final alterations ahead of the big event.
I've watched the Battle of Flowers since I was little. Whenever I saw the girls, I thought they were like princesses, and I was envious. And now I'm on the float. I'm like a little girl whose dream of becoming a princess came true.
27 candidates competed for the royal title. They had to submit a video of themselves, and then the voting took place online all over the world. The theme for this year's carnival is gastronomy, which proved to be a challenge for the costume designers.
When I found out about the theme, it took me a while to think my way into it. Of course I thought about food, but I found it a bit difficult to represent food in a costume.
But then she used chocolate wrappers and chip packets, cutlery, and praline molds to create a series of wonderfully imaginative costumes. Everyone here considers it an honor to uphold the 130-year-old carnival tradition.
My parents and grandparents are very proud because, like me, they have strong ties to Nice. It's a matter of pride and a lovely thing.
And being Carnival Queen is what so many other flower girls dream of becoming. Not only does Angeline Genovese now get to spend 12 months in the role, but she also secures herself a contract with a modeling agency. For now, though, and in the coming weeks, it is her job to say it with flowers in order to make people happy. At the end of the almost 2-hour-long battle, it's a free-for-all. The lucky ones can then go on to the next big event holding a bouquet of fresh flowers. When evening falls on the heart of the city, it is the king who leads the procession. 20 meters high and made of papier-mâché, he generally embodies the theme of the carnival. Several hundred carnival lovers have been working on the figures for the 18 floats since October. Part of the show includes top European politicians, such as German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President François Hollande. Nice's carnival is one of the biggest in the world and continues until March 4th.
Now, I have no doubt that most people at some point have attempted to make a paper aeroplane. It's really not that hard, but I'm sure there are only a small number of people who are able to make a paper elephant. This is a lot more complicated, but one Swiss artist can do it easily. And he's taken the art of origami one step further and is making an elephant that will hopefully stand to appear life-sized.
Paper is his passion. Whether he's making people, birds, or armadillos, the origami artist Sipu Mabona is a true master of the art of Japanese paper folding.
I was attracted by the idea that it's possible to make anything you want from a square piece of paper.
This is where his creations are born, in a small studio in Lucerne. He draws, cuts and folds, as he's been doing most of his life.
If I remember rightly, I was about 5 years old when my mother taught me how to fold a paper plane. I loved it from the very beginning, and from that point onwards, I threw tons of paper planes into my neighbor's garden.
But now he's working on a whole different scale. In the building of a former radio station, which is now used as an exhibition hall, Sipu Mabona is trying to fold a life-size elephant from a piece of paper 15 by 15 meters. The paper has been specially made and imported from America, paid for by donations collected online.
You start thinking there are no limits to what you can make from a square of paper. When you do this kind of large-scale work, the thickness of the paper means you're dealing with different physical forces. So the whole process is different.
Mabona and his friends have already been working on the elephant for 2 weeks. This giant sheet of paper cost $13,000. With an area of 225 square meters and a weight of 100 kilos, it's hard to handle. And it's not yet clear if the construction will work because there is no template. All the artist has to guide him are some geometric sketches.
I consider which part of the animal's body I want to have where on the paper. For example, if I have a square, then I think to myself, okay, I want to put the elephant's tail here and the 2 legs here on the side. The body could be here, in between the trunk and the ears.
So far, so good. Sipu Mabona has made an international name for himself with his origami art.
Can you pull this a little?
It's been used in this commercial for a Japanese athletic shoe manufacturer.
I founded a sports shoe company, Onitsuka Tiger.
He designed a living area for an advertising agency in Hamburg. And he folded koi fish for a Singapore hotel. Sipu Mabona receives commissions from all over the world because his work is truly unique.
We see again and again how fascinated our visitors are by Sipu Mabona's art. On the one hand, because they're fascinated at how he can make such different things from a single piece of paper. And on the other hand, because he really is pushing the boundaries of origami.
His elephant is a case in point. Sipu Mabona and his helpers try to stand up the elephant, but the paper pachyderm isn't quite ready.
The problem we're facing at the moment is an imbalance between the size and the stability of the paper, and that means the folds don't hold like they should. We have to find another solution.
One could be the use of wallpaper paste to reinforce the paper, or a construction to support the paper elephant. The one option Sipho Mabona is not willing to consider is giving up. He won't rest until his paper elephant can stand on its own 4 legs. Besides, he's received a request to make another elephantine elephant, this time from South Africa.
Now, before the fall of the wall in 1989, both the west and the east of Berlin had their own centres. Since reunification, investors have focused a lot more on the east, which has left much of West Berlin in need of a little revamp. Exclusive designer shops, art galleries and chic restaurants can be found around the famous Kurfürstendamm. And to add to them, a raft of new developments are breathing new life into the area.
The former West Berlin is reinventing itself. The pioneer spirit that once pervaded the area has returned. And the 25 Hours Hotel is steeped in it. In just 2 years, a former office building was transformed into a design hotel. The stripped-down look and rough edges are intentional. The concept, urban jungle. A vision co-developed by award-winning designer Werner Eislinger.
It's a many-faceted urban jungle, starting with the building's architecture and its location in the city. In the front, where we're sitting, is Breitscheidplatz, urban West Berlin. In the back is the zoo and Tiergarten Park, the jungle, green woods and meadows. And of course, urban jungle also suggests music, subcultures, nightlife. These are the things we want to bring together here.
The southern side of the hotel is urban. Cool metallic furnishings dominate the rooms here. The northern side is the jungle, where guests overlook the zoo. The aesthetic in these rooms is warmer, more organic. But all the rooms feel spacious and welcoming. Right next to the 25 Hours Hotel is Bikini Berlin. The building has been undergoing a thorough renovation since 2010 and is set to open in April. It too has a view of the zoo. 60 design and fashion shops, cafes and restaurants are to move in to the 17,000 square meter building from the 1950s, which has heritage status. It's not going to be just any old indoor mall.
Our concept has 2 special aspects. One is pop-up stores. We'll have 20 pop-up boxes that young designers can rent to see whether they can attract a clientele. The other core component of Bikini Berlin is that we're planning to choose which tenants can move onto which floor very carefully. We deliberately chose this historical site because it's a perfect backdrop for a juxtaposition of the established and the new.
After the fall of the Berlin Wall, most of the city's regeneration happened in the former East Berlin. Its shabby chic was part of its charm, but a major overhaul was soon underway. New trendy neighborhoods emerged, including the districts of Prenzlauer and Mitte, which were soon thoroughly gentrified, while the western part of the city was neglected. The area around Zoologische Garten train station, once West Berlin's showcase and central hub, lost significance, especially since 2006, when the station ceased to serve long-distance routes. Now the West is awakening from its Sleeping Beauty phase. Business people and wealthy overseas investors are snapping up real estate. Renowned labels are opening shops and offices on Kurfürstendamm, like Apple. And the owner of Borchards, one of Berlin's best-known inn restaurants, has opened a new restaurant called Gross. West Berlin is undergoing a facelift. Some of the impetus for West Berlin's new growth came from the 5-star Waldorf Astoria Hotel, which opened last year. There are lots of plans for the coming years. Buildings like this will be torn down, and new ones will go up in their place. The Upper West, a 35-story high-rise, is already under construction. It's slated for completion in 2015. A hotel, offices, and various stores will move in.
Ich glaube, dass es hier so I think there will be a complete change of generations. And it's great to be a part of it and create such a fascinating place in my own city. I believe in the revival of West Berlin.
A bar at the top of the 25 Hours Hotel wants to be part of that revival. And it does boast some of the best panoramic views in Berlin.
Well, it's from this beautiful city that we've been coming to you today, but it is now time to say goodbye. If you want to find out more about the show, please visit our website, which is at the bottom of the screen for you now. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now.